1975 was a great year for music, and now these albums are turning 50 years old. I'm going to share with you 15 of these awesome albums. Come in and have a look. Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hoping a great morning this morning. It is Monday morning, as always, a coffee kind of morning. Cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. As I said in the intro, 1975 was a fantastic year for music. I was turned 15 in that year, this month to be exact. And I was discovering all this great music. Some I knew at the time or discovered at the time. Some I would discover later. But what a fantastic year for music. I'm going to highlight 15 albums that have already either turned 50 or are about to turn 50 this year. I could have named more, but I had to keep it short, obviously, for time. But yeah, a great year for music. And they're still my favorites today. They still hold up. They still play well. You never tire of these. Yeah, maybe some of them are repetitive, overplayed, but the deep cuts are what matters on a lot of these albums as well. So, starting off with this great album. I don't think I discovered it way back then. I think it was this one I discovered later, but I'm so happy I did. Actually, not too far from being 15. I remember having this one in my teens, or even early 20s maybe. But this is Night of the Opera. This is coming up in November of this year. It's going to turn 50, November 28th to be exact, as it was released on November 28th, 1975. Their fourth album, produced by Roy Thomas Baker and Queen. At the time of recording, it was one of the most expensive albums ever to be released, which is remarkable. This is not the original. This is a 180-gram vinyl. But you've got some great tracks on here. Some little ditties, but the core of the album is fantastic. Death on Two Legs, Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon, a little ditty. I'm in Love with My Car, a great Roger Taylor track. You're My Best Friend, classic hit. 39, another little ditty. Sweet Lady, rockin' track. Seaside Rendezvous, another little funny little ditty. The Prophet Song is a heavy track to start side 2 on. Love of My Life, Good Company, the huge hit Bohemian Rhapsody, which a lot of people still don't get the meaning of that track. But and then God Save the Queen it ends with. So again, this is not the original. That unfortunately is long gone. But great album just the same. Coming up this November. November 28th, yes. I have this one here. I have it on both in this great little box set, Foghat Road Fever, as well as the vinyl itself. I think it's right at the top here. It comes in this cool little set. So this today, actually, September 15th, which is also my sister's birthday. Fool for the City, the fifth album by the band. Now this one I didn't discover Foghat until later on, but I love them. They're one of my favorite bands. Of course, it's got the huge hit Slow Ride on it. The title track, Fool for the City, is a great track as well. Their first album to go platinum. Their bassist Tony Stevens had left, so their producer Nick Jameson took over and played bass and keyboards on the rest of the album. He co-wrote the closing track, Take It or Leave It, with Dave Preverette. Probably turned out to be a fantastic album because of that. I'm not sure, but sounds like it is. Awesome. Just on the 12th, a couple of days ago, September 12th, 1975, this album turned 50 on the 12th. Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. My second favorite Pink Floyd album, maybe my third. It's fantastic regardless. The ninth studio album by Pink Floyd is about longing and alienation and criticism of the music industry. But the bulk of the album is taken up on Shine On You Crazy Diamond. It's a tribute to their co-founder Syd Barrett, who had left 7 years earlier due to his mental health. He actually showed up in the studio during the recording of this, and they didn't recognize him. That's how bad he had gotten. But yeah, it's kind of a dedication to Syd Barrett, the majority of this album. But the rest of it is great. I love it. I love it. Just this past August, again from a great box set, the album collection Volume 1 from Bruce Springsteen. Is it this one here? I should have brought these out, I guess. Here it is here. It wasn't too hard to find. Born to Run. I thought I had it on vinyl, but I don't. His third studio album. His first two albums didn't do great that well commercially, so it was his attempt to break through the mainstream commercialism and create a successful album, which I think he did. It's a great, fantastic album, and it sounds good from this box set, remastered. Thunder Road, 10th Avenue, Freeze Out, Night, Backstreets, Born to Run, She's the One, Meet Across the Street, and Jungle Land. There's clearance there as well. Again, a great box set. A great box set. Featuring all kinds of cool albums on this one. I have this one on... I didn't bring it down. It's the huge deluxe version of this amazing album. It was just too big to... I got so much on my sofa right now. But just this past July, this album turned 50. July 28th. Originally released in 1975. Sabotage. I'd have to say it's a huge favorite of mine. Maybe their best or second best. I don't know. I like Paranoid and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. So I'd say maybe this is the third. But it goes back and forth. It could be number one at any given day. The sixth album by Black Sabbath. All kinds of legal battles going on when this album was released with their former manager Patrick Meehan. I think maybe the stress of the album and what they were going through made it a good album because there were all kinds of legal battles going on. But it was co-produced by Tony Iommi and Mike Butcher. But it's a fantastic album. I mean, you know, don't wear the red leotards, but other than that, it's good. Hole in the Sky, Don't Start Too Late, Symphony of the Universe, Megalomania, Thrill of It All, Superstars, Am I Going Insane, and The Writ. Amazing album. Amazing album. This is definitely one of my favorite albums from this artist. This one was released May 23rd, 1975, making it 50 this May. This is Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. This is not the original, but when I first got this one, I played the heck out of it when I got it way back. The cover is, there's so much to look at in the cover and discover in the cover. All these little bubbles with the band members on there, and that's the Brown Dirt Cowboy. Bernie Taupin. You've got all kinds of figures and snakes and characters and frogs and donkeys and Mad Hatters, and oh man, I just spent hours and hours looking at this cover and listening to some great music off of this one. This is the 9th album by Elton John, kind of an autobiographical album about the early musical careers of Elton, which is Captain Fantastic, and his lyricist Bernie Taupin, the Brown Dirt Cowboy. An instant commercial success before it even was released, it was a huge success. #1 in the first week of its release. It's a great album. Again, probably my favorite by Alton, but I love this cover. I love it. I love it. In May of 1975, Bachman Turner Overdrive, again from this great box set, released the album Four Wheel Drive. And again, I should have brought it out, but I didn't. Here it is here. Their fourth album, a #1 hit in Canada, #5 in the US. It's got the big hit Hey You on it. Reached #1 in Canada, what the single did, and #21 in the States. It was recorded 6 days, which is quick for an album to be recorded. And it was kind of leftover tracks from this fantastic album, Not Fragile, one of my favorites. So if you don't know this album, Four Wheel Drive is a heavy track. These guys are heavy, yet they can be fun and quirky. It's at the same time. Great album. I love it. I love it. Another favorite of mine that turned 50 this April, and it was released April 1975. Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. Again, another favorite band of mine. The 6th album by the Scottish hard rockers, Nazareth. One of their best known and high selling albums worldwide. It was their first big hit that came right after another big hit, Razmanaz. This one has the huge hit Love Hurts, which was an Everly Brothers track, but a fine album. So good. So good. Again, from another box set, ZZ Top's Fandango turned 50 this April. Released 1975 in April. Here it is here. Okay. Their 4th album by ZZ Top. Back when they were still a 3-piece rock trio. Hardly any synthesizers on this. Just straight ahead rock. The first part of the album is live shows. The second being studio recordings. But a great live album and a great studio album altogether. Again, April 1975 from ZZ. Another box set from Bad Company, turned 50 this March 28th to be exact. You've got Straight Shooter. This is a great album. The second album by Bad Company. Hit #3 in the UK charts, the US charts, certified gold just a month after it was released. Shooting Star was written by Paul Rogers. Sadly inspired by the drug and alcohol deaths of other rock musicians at the time, including Jimi Hendrix. But yeah, great album. This fine album was released this March, or turned 50 this March, released March 1975. Blow by Blow by Jeff Beck. This was his first solo artist, or solo release, as an artist. I love the cover, by the way. Recorded in October 1974 and then released in 1975. It's completely instrumental. It hit #4 in the Billboard charts. I didn't realize this, but after he left Beck, Bogart, and Appice, which is a great power trio. I've got a couple of their albums and a box set of theirs. In 1974, Jeff Beck did some session works for other groups, and in December of that same year, he kind of did an audition for the Rolling Stones, which I didn't know. And he jammed with the Stones for one day, but then he realized their styles just didn't match up, and he backed out of the opportunity, which is a good thing, I think. I don't think he would have fit with the Stones, but great album, great album. March 7th, 1975. This fine album was released. This is not the original, but it turned 50 in March. The ninth album by David Bowie. Not as much glam rock on this one. It's more soul and R&B. Blue-eyed soul, to be exact. But Bowie himself, I'm not sure what this term means. It's called plastic soul. That's what David Bowie calls this album. But this is a remastered version of this fine album, Young Americans. So good. Again, turning 50 just this past March. I thought I had this on vinyl, but I don't. I'm going to have to get it on vinyl one day. Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare turned 50 this February past. February 28th to be exact, so it turned 50. Sorry, it was debuted. Man, I'm getting all mixed up today. February 28th, 1975. It's the debut solo album by Alice Cooper when he left the Alice Cooper Band. A concept album about a journey through a nightmare of a child named Stephen. There's a couple of their other albums that continue this nightmare. But you got the title track, Welcome to My Nightmare, Devil's Food, The Black Widow, Some Folks. Kind of a hit, but a weird track, and Only Women Bleed. Department of Youth, Cold Ethel. Years Ago, Stephen, and The Awakening, produced by Bob Ezrin. But a great album. Great album. And finally, no, not finally. Sorry, there's one more after this. In this February past, this fine album turned 50. You've got Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti. Okay. Turned 50, obviously, this February. The sixth studio album by Led Zeppelin. Releases a double album. 7 previously unreleased tracks on this one from sessions from the earlier albums. Led Zeppelin 3, 4, and House of the Holy are included on this one. So they took some stuff that they didn't want on an album and then put it on this one and made it a great album. It is really a good album. So this one turned 50 in February 4th to be exact. Awesome album. And finally, the second album by Rush, Fly By Night, turned 50 this February past. So it was released February 14th, 1975. The first album to include Neil Peart, who replaced drummer John Rutsey from their debut album here, which is one of my favorite Rush albums, by the way. He took over, Neil Peart took over the writing, turned the band from a hard-edged rock band into more of a progressive, philosophical, fantasophical band. Is that a word, fantasophical? And then the rest is history, so to speak. He was with the band until the end. But this is an amazing album. Anthem, Best I Can, Beneath, Between, and Behind, By Tor and the Snow Dog, early progressive rock from Rush, Fly By Night, the huge hit, Making Memories, Rivendell, another fantasy type of track, and In the End. I love it. I'll be listening to this one today for sure. So there you have it, guys. There's 15 albums that turned 50 this year. I could have included more, but some great, great albums. And have yourself a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.